Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another interesting video where today details reveal that a senior government official was locked out of Statehouse. And this will not be the first time that you are hearing about this kind of news about a senior government official being locked out. And you'll be shocked to know who the specific person is. And today I would like to dive deep into today's story where we will be covering on what has currently been happening to senior government economic advisor Moses Kuria. I don't know if you have noticed, but for the recent past, we have not been seeing Moses Kuria appear in public events. We have not heard anything from him, and Kenyans are starting to ask questions. Where is Moses Kuria? What is happening to Moses Kuria? Where is he? What is he doing? The last time people heard about Moses Kuria was when the case about him failing to pay a loan was spreading, and it resulted to a bank even going to the court to ask for permission to lease his property so that they can pay themselves the loan that Moses Kuria had failed to pay. And this story spread like wildfire, people wondering how comes a senior economic advisor like Moses Kuria could fail to repay a simple 50 million loan. We know a 50 million Kenya shillings to politicians is like bank change. So a lot of things have been happening behind the scenes, and today we are going to look at some of the reasons why inside the Kenya Kwanza government you will always hear that a certain politician is not in terms with the president. After a short while you hear that another politician is not in terms with a certain leader in Kenya Kwanza government. Why is this happening over and over again? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to today's update, and I'm requesting from the bottom of my heart, if you guys are new to this YouTube channel, if it's your first time watching a video from this channel, kindly join us by subscribing to this channel, like this video, and also leave the notification icon on. It will be a pleasure to have you around, and you'll be sure to get all the latest political news, well detailed and well explained updates. So with those many remarks, welcome to today's video, and let's start by trying to see where the disagreements in the Kenya Kwanza government usually come from. Remember William Samoei Ruto back then when he was the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya under the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's regime. During their second term, their friendship turned sour, and it resulted to William Samoei Ruto frequently being locked out of meetings, being treated like he was an outsider. There were some things which he was never told, and it seemed like he was just there because Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta could not remove him anyhow he wanted. But William Samoei Ruto continued to act as the deputy president, even if at some point the duties which are meant for the deputy president were allocated to other people, including former cabinet secretary Fred Matiang'i. I don't know if you all remember this story, but back then it reached a point where Matiang'i was even conducting duties meant for the deputy president of Kenya. When William Samoei Ruto's turn for him to become the president or to vie for the presidency came, he made one promise and revealed to all Kenyans that whatever happened to him in the Uhuru Kenyatta's government was not going to happen to his deputy president. And most people believed him. Most people saw him as a person who can be trusted, a person who could keep his promise, and considering that he was in the shoes of a person who was suffering after being locked out of government, he knew how it felt to make your own feel like an outsider. And then 1.5 years inside the government, we saw what happened to the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua was removed out of the WhatsApp group, Statehouse WhatsApp group, where the plans announced, where everything is said, and it helps these government officials to plan their schedules well. After that, the funding for the deputy president office was reduced, his security was withdrawn, and all sorts of harassment, all sorts of humiliations were meant on Rigathi Gachagua, and eventually he was ousted through the form of impeachment. That was the first person to suffer the sharp knife of the government. There have been other leaders who have suffered through the same, and mostly this happens after they may be announced that they do not support totally the Kenya Kwanza government's maybe manifesto or agenda or some things which the government wants. And for Rigathi Gachagua, it was a number of things. You will find him saying this while the government is saying this. So now, come to Moses Kuria. We have not heard him not agreeing with what the government is saying, and actually he has been supporting everything, even if it's oppressing Kenyans. Moses Kuria has been supporting everything. So now, why is it that we are hearing news that Moses Kuria was locked out of a meeting? He's not seen as important as before. Why are all these things happening to him? Let me read for you a number of things which have been revealed by Ali Nur Mohammed. According to Ali Nur Mohammed, and this information was revealed about 4 hours ago, there are reports that senior economic advisor for the president, Moses Kuria, was locked out of Statehouse when he tried to access it. Looks like the services of the man from Kiambu are not required anymore. It's interesting times ahead. And then recently, about an hour ago, as we are uploading this video, Ali Nur Mohammed went ahead and revealed, I hear Head of Public Service Felix Kosgei wrote a letter to Moses Kuria demanding he returns the government's official vehicles after his fallout with Ruto. Huyu vile alikuwa anaongea vibaya, his fall will hit like a clock. So those are some of the things which are happening to Moses Kuria as we are speaking. Number one, it is believed there was this time that he tried to access Statehouse Nairobi and he was blocked from getting in, but this news, nobody heard about it. Secondly, it is believed maybe today or yesterday, Head of Public Service Felix Kosgei wrote a letter to Moses Kuria asking him to do one thing, to surrender all the government official vehicles. And all this is happening with allegations that Moses Kuria is no longer in terms with President William Samoei Ruto. So the question is, what is Moses Kuria's take on whatever is happening, or on everything that is happening? When was the last time people heard of Moses Kuria? And just to reveal to you, Moses Kuria has been quiet since 6th of April 2024, and his case on paying the 50 million loan, he hasn't even talked about it anywhere, not even on social media. Today, Moses Kuria was seen attending an event, and he talked about it in his social media platforms, but so far he has not talked about what is happening between him, and the Kenya Kwanza government. This is not the only politician who seems not to be okay with the Kenya Kwanza government. Remember, some few days, ladies and gentlemen, news spread that even the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi was planning to exit the Kenya Kwanza regime, and a lot of things are happening at the same time. I would like to hear your take on the story that we have just talked about. Make sure that you drop your comments in the comment section down below, and kindly, before you leave, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and also leave the notification icon on. I'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.